Welcome to an after-action report for Combat Mission Final Blitzkrig. I'm Double, and this video documents a human versus human battle between myself and Panzerknacker of the Few Good Men community. The battle is a scenario called Cutline to Grosshau. It's an infantry-only engagement between the Americans and the Germans. I command the Germans. The mission brief is simple. It's basically a search and destroy mission. My forces are on the screen. Simply put, I have a company of Volksgrenadier. The individual sections consist of around 8 men. This is less than the Americans, who generally have 12 men per section. However, I'm carrying a lot of automatic weapons. Talking big brushstrokes, I've got 2 MG per section, with the rest of the section carrying mostly MP44 assault rifles and MP40 machine guns. I expect the Americans will have 2 BARs per section. They are effective but have a lower rate of fire than the MG34 and 42. The rest of the section will also carry the M1 Garand, which is a basic automatic rifle with a vastly lower rate of fire than the MP44. What all this verbiage means is we may not be evenly matched in men, but we are in firepower. The terrain is open forest, undulating with limited hard cover but good concealment. After my pre-battle analysis, I've decided to move most of my force in an anti-clockwise route around the battlefield. I'm guessing my opponent will go a similar route down his left flank, which is my right. So enough waffle, let's get to the battle. 1 platoon are in the AO from the start, with 2 and 3 platoon arriving in around 10 minutes. I quickly push them to my right flank. They're not really stealthy, shouting as they advance. I also put the company sniper team on my left flank, to spot if I've guessed my opponent's advance route wrong. Much of my initial route is in defilade on my right flank, but a detachment have to advance in potential open view to secure a shack overlooking the church and the graveyard. First section advanced to the right of the shack. Whilst third section advanced to the left. First section leapfrog forward through the wood. First contact. First section rush forward, outpacing American mortar rounds. I start bringing up the rest of 1 platoon towards the engagement. firefight for the church is intensifying. It looks like there's an MMG on the slopes of the hill. First section in the church are under heavy fire. The platoon continues to manoeuvre to the left of the shack. Putting fire on the graveyard as they advance. We're 10 minutes into the 45-minute battle. The front line is shown in red. The section at the church on the right is isolated, but I'm trying to move the rest of the platoon up the left to provide support and manoeuvre to flank the graveyard. I've called in the on-map mortars on the MMG position. It's next to a TRP, so it's a fast calling with no spotting rounds. The terrain makes it difficult to judge line of sight, but the scenario gives both sides lots of opportunity for manoeuvre. I'm going to push on my left flank to the base of the hill. I'm trying to flank the graveyard. As the rest of the company arrive, the 81mm mortar thumps out its judgment. Two and 3 platoon quickly advance. Third section, 1 platoon, advance to the base of the hill on the left of the shack. At the church, first section has taken heavy casualties. I'm trying to flank the Americans at the graveyard. Whilst second section from 1 platoon quickly advance towards the church in support. Third section make themselves known at the base of the hill. The church is a focal point, and I lose first section. At the hill, all hell breaks loose. I've caught the Americans trying to advance. In the brush on their bellies, visibility is difficult. It's close quarter stuff. The distinct sound of the BAR rings around the battlefield as the rest of the company start to advance into the battle space. Two platoons start to engage from the wood on the left of the shack. MP44s hammer sound across the battlefield. As GIs respond with the ping of mortar rounds. First section 2 platoon hold their push on the left of the church. This is turning into an epic battle, certainly from my perspective. Fire and manoeuvre as the platoons dance across the battlefield. I'd look to form a line here. Right now, it's here. However, based upon fields of fire, it's here. Panzer is trying to push my right flank, but it's covered, whilst I'm pushing his right flank as he also advances. The hilltop has quickly become key terrain. Not because it has good fields of fire, but just because we're fighting for it. I'm going to continue to push my left flank. If I can hold the reverse slope of the hill, I can try and enfilade the GIs in the graveyard. Second section 2 platoon push to the hill. First section by the shack have been spotted by mortars. rest of 2 platoon advance to the base of the hill.
Ich dachte, ich hätte was gesehen.
I again push to the church. On the left side of the hill, the GIs try to advance. At the graveyard, I catch some GIs and enter them. And I secure the church again. The fighting at the hill is getting messy. I try to bolster my left flank as the GIs advance on the left side of the hill. At the church, the section pushes out. On my left flank, I start to reorganise behind smoke. There's 12 minutes left and I decide to consolidate my forces by withdrawing my left flank from the base of the hill. I've taken quite a few casualties and my soldiers are rattled and morale looks like it's starting to falter. I'm not sure if I've done enough to win. I think I probably should have withdrawn sooner rather than pushing my left flank. If I'd tried to draw Panzer into my left flank, I could have concentrated my forces better. Still, it is what it is, so let's keep the battle rolling. Company command elements advance up the left flank to support withdrawal. I plan to stall any chasing force and then withdraw the command teams. At the base of the hill, I pop more smoke to cover my withdrawal. The teams leapfrog back towards the shack.
Zusammenbleiben, Männer! Deckung!
As 1st Company, 1st Battalion consolidate, the battle draws to an end. It's a draw, not a great surprise. We both touched 2 scout locations. Enemy casualties were similar, but Panzer got slightly higher score due to casualties on my command team. I want to thank Panzerknacker. I really enjoyed this battle. The continuous fire and manoeuvre that both Panzer and I employed was exciting, a real counter and thrust to the battle. The forces balance seemed good from the German perspective, and the terrain was nice to play. It was also great visually, which I hope comes out in the video. I hope everyone enjoyed the video, and until next time, stay safe and be nice to each other.